the 11th of October, International Coming Out Day, a date for your diary. And if you've been following me for a while now, you'll know that over the last probably 2 months, I've been talking about my coming out experiences. So coming out to my boyfriend, my mum, my dad, my brothers, my dogs, my grandparents, my friends, and people at work. And last week I recorded a video about why I went back in the closet at work. And you know, that one really got me thinking about my experiences of being gay at work. And looking back now, I wish that I'd have come out in my teaching job. And let me tell you why. But before I do, I need to say this. You need to know that homophobia and biphobia were rife in my workplace. And that is what influenced my decision not to come out. Why do I wish I had come out at work? There are so many things to say here. Oh, wow. Well, I have to start somewhere, and I guess I'll start with personal conversations, okay? I ran away from having any personal conversations with my colleagues. As soon as they started talking about their partner, their kids, or what they were doing at the weekend, that's it, I'd be out of there. Because I didn't want to out myself accidentally. But what that meant was that my colleagues, they didn't really get to know the real me. I know that they felt there was some distance between us. It's almost like I'd put up a shield all around me and I wasn't going to let them in. What they saw was the barriered version of me that I chose to show them. They knew nothing about me or my life, really. How did that make me feel? Well, the first words that are coming into my head really are isolated and lonely. It made me not want to socialise with them outside of work. And the thing that I dreaded the most, actually, was the compulsory team Christmas dinner. That was awful. Honestly. I was always on edge with people, and I was worried about what they may ask me when we're alone together. I even made up all these stories in my head in case they asked me anything at all about my private life. But inside, I was exhausted from running, from hiding, from pretending that I was someone else. And I noticed that with me being so distant with them, they mirrored it back to me. I didn't feel accepted. I felt almost like I was sitting on a wall looking into their conversations. I felt excluded from their world. That's how I felt. And because homophobia and biphobia were so prominent in the workplace, I felt like I couldn't come out. You know, I heard the conversations and the gossip about other staff members and students that were out. And honestly, I didn't like what I heard. I didn't want anyone to treat me differently or to gossip about me behind my back or to back away from speaking with me in case I turned them gay. I mean, come on, how ridiculous. I was told that I had gay mannerisms in a teaching observation. And after this remark, I started to suppress my natural gestures, my mannerisms, and I became noticeably more muted in my teaching style. And over time, this started to affect my creativity with my lesson planning. I literally questioned every lesson that I put together. It's almost like I ran it through my heterosexual filter in my mind to make sure that if someone else was watching me deliver this lesson, they would not have a clue that I was gay. And in meetings, well, I was quiet and I thought through every comment I made before I said it. It made me feel so restricted and caged, and I didn't bring all of my skills and knowledge into the workplace. I was scared to, for fear of what may happen. Fear. Let's talk about fear. I had a fear of being outed publicly. I was scared to death that someone would find me out and then everyone in the college would know about my sexuality. Not only would that open me up to abuse, harassment and criticism, it would also impact on my ability to get a promotion. I had aspirations, and I knew that if I came out, I'd be saying goodbye to each and every one of those. Can you imagine all of that? I mean, like, coming into work in the morning and being in fear. on tenterhooks, always watching your back. Like showing up as a fraction of who you really are. And by coming out, I wonder if it would have set the wheels in motion maybe for my workplace to be a more accepting, safe and inspiring place to work. Listen, I don't know, I didn't do it, so I have no idea. And I would have also loved to have been a role model for other LGBT staff and offer some kind of mentoring for them to further their careers. That would have been pretty cool. But hey, none of that happened. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've just realised that was a bit long-winded, wasn't it, eh? All of that, everything that I've just said, that's why I wish I'd have come out on a personal level, okay? Colleagues. Yeah, let's talk about my colleagues for a minute. If I'd have been out at work, I think it would have opened the door for them to have a greater understanding of LGBT issues. It's like I would have created the space for them to ask questions and find out more about life as an LGBT person. And do you know what? It may even have inspired them to support the students more fully and encourage them to learn a bit more about LGBT history and the challenges that LGBT people face in day-to-day life, instead of all that gossiping and spreading rumours about them. And you know what? I know that this would have supported their life in more ways than just in the workplace. It'd have helped them in their interactions in society too, right? It's like, I imagine a ripple effect with it. So my coming out would have planted a seed for them to want to learn more, to be curious and to ask questions. Leadership-wise, yes, right. 3 things come to my mind about leadership. I would have loved to see the senior management team dedicate themselves to the rollout of LGBT awareness training across the college, right? So to provide staff with basic knowledge, understanding and support for their work with LGBT students. It's not rocket science, is it? The second thing is to encourage an LGBT employee network and an LGBT student network group. And the third thing is to really consider inclusion and intersectionality within the college and how they could become more inclusive for everyone, not just around gender and disability. And lastly, the students, the reason that we were there. I would have loved to offer support to the LGBT students, to start up an LGBT student network so they could socialise and meet with fellow LGBT students. And I would have loved to have been a role model and an advocate for them in their learning journey. I'm sorry, I got a bit excited in the beginning. It's all good. Listen, I hope that this has given you an insight into why I wish I'd have come out at work. And I'd love to hear from you. Is there someone that you wish you'd have come out to? Tell me, who is it and why? Oh, and don't forget, right, I'm continuing this coming out series as part of the My Queer Life journey for the next few months. So if you've got any questions about coming out or living your life as a lesbian or an LGBT person, please send them in to me. I'd love to answer any questions that you've got. And listen, if you want to keep up to date with my latest videos, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please share this with your family and friends. And don't forget to leave me a message below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.